This is the Honors Pre-Calculus Final Exam 2013 review. I'm going to look at number 36. Number 35 is similar to number 36, so let's start with number 36. So number 36, they ask us to solve an equation, and the equation is 3 sine squared theta minus sine theta minus 4 equals 0. So when I see that, and I'm asked to solve that on a certain interval, and that interval is 0 degrees to 360 degrees. So since they've asked us to solve something in degrees, we're going to want to be thinking about the fact that we want to give our answers in degrees, not radians, as we're accustomed to do. So the next thing we want to notice is that this is a trinomial, and a trinomial can be factored. So we want to think about factoring that into two binomials that equal 0. Well, this coefficient 3, I'm going to have to, it factors as 3 and 1, so my 3 and 1 are going to have to go here and here. So we'll put 3 and 1, and we'll put sine theta and sine theta. Then my factors of 4, I have 2 and 2 or 4 and 1, and I need to pick which pair to use. I think I'm going to try 4 and 1 because I notice that 4 minus 3 is the 1 that I might be looking for. So I'm going to try putting the 4 here and the 1 here. But if you have trouble factoring it, look at factoring and how to review factoring. Then I'm going to say I want negative 1 as my middle term, so I'm going to put a negative here and a positive here. And I think if I FOIL that out, it should be equal to this. Let me just check my factoring by FOILing. So I'm claiming that 3 sine theta minus 4 times sine theta plus 1 should be equal to this trinomial. Well, 3 sine theta times sine theta is 3 sine squared theta. 3 sine theta times 1 is plus 3 sine theta. Negative 4 times sine theta is negative 4 sine theta. And negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Now I can just combine my like terms here and get 3 sine squared theta minus sine theta minus 4. That is in fact the trinomial that I started with, so I can be confident that my factoring is correct. And if it came out not matching, is not correct, I might try different factors, or I might try switching the 4 and the 1, something like that, until my factoring works right. So now that I've got it factored, I'm going to set each of my factors equal to 0. I'm going to set 3 sine theta minus 4 equals 0. And I'm going to set 1 sine theta plus 1 equals 0. Now I'm going to solve each of those equations separately by adding the 4 to both sides here, and I get 3 sine theta equals 4. And then I'm going to do sine theta equals 4/3. Now what I need to notice about this equation, sine theta equals 4/3, is that 4/3 is greater than 1. So I can never have a sign that turns out to be greater than 1 because sine is bounded between negative 1 and 1. We say negative 1 is less than or equal to sine theta is less than or equal to 1. Sine theta is bounded between negative 1 and 1. 4/3 is 1 and 1/3. It's more than 1, so it cannot be a sine theta. I can also confirm that by looking at my calculator without even bothering to check if it's in degrees or not. It won't matter at this point. But if I try to do the inverse sine of 4/3, so if I do inverse sine of 4/3, it tells me that there's an error in the domain. So what that means is that 4/3 is not in the domain of inverse sine, and the reason that 4/3 is not in the domain of inverse sine is that 4/3 is not in the range of sine. It's not a permitted value that sine can be. So this side of the equation has no solution. Not just no real solution, it has no solution of any kind whatsoever. So now over here, I'm going to say sine theta equals negative 1. Now I could solve that using an inverse sine, but negative 1 is a nice easy number to work with. Sine of theta is the y-coordinate. There's only one point on the unit circle where the y-coordinate is equal to negative 1. This is, the coordinates of this point are 0, negative 1. We know this is the point of the angle 3 pi over 2, but our problem asks for degrees, so we need to know that this is also 270 degrees. So what we have from here, theta equals 270 degrees. Now since this side gave us no solution, this side gave us only one solution, theta equals 270 degrees is therefore the only solution to this equation. And that's number 36. Number 35 is done in a similar way. So you just are going to solve for that sine squared theta and take a square root.